Started at the bottom, now we black entrepreneurs. It look good on us too. It look good.
What up? This is the Literacy Kings podcast, man. Appreciate y'all checking us out for another episode. And today, what is financial literacy and why do you need it? That's what we're going to be discussing today, along with the top news and stories that we find relevant. And also, we're going to tie some action steps in with financial literacy. How can you get started on your journey today? Before we get into the episode, as always, Jay with the NBA, how you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling like a government checking a recession, man.
There we go. You need it right now because we're going to be talking about inflation today.
And the recession definitely is near.
Yeah. We're going to be talking about that inflation, so we can definitely use that. Yeah, so, thanks. Man, so let's go ahead and get right into it, man. Ain't no need to take our time with it. Let's go and get into this news.
To give you what you need.
Yeah, let's get into this news, man. All right, so inflation. Article from CNBC, inflation rose to 9.1% in June.
My God.
Even more than expected as consumer pressures intensify. Jay.
My goodness. First of all, do you think that's a real number?
I always think whatever the number they give us is higher than it.
What J. Cole say? You got to multiply it times 3?
Yeah. Whatever the number is higher.
So about 27.3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The projection, the CPI, consumer price index, consumer price index is when they take, household goods and services and household good items, milk, eggs, all that, and they see how much the price has risen, right, month to month. The projecting was, they knew it was going to go up. They projected it was going to be 8.8%, but it beat projections.
Right.
9.1% that they reporting.
Yeah, so this is the highest increase since the 80s and is led by food and energy. The energy prices surged from 7.5% on the month and were up 41% over the past 12 months. Up 41%. Now, when they say energy, that includes gas.
Right.
Gas is a part of that. And so the gasoline prices increased 11%, which is up almost 60% over the past year.
My.
Yeah.
And going from gasoline, that you also know that with that comes groceries because they need to transport the groceries to the store, which is going to affect the price as well. So groceries is also one of the main areas that's up. Also rent. I'm pretty sure you felt that. And even dental care is up right now. Oh, come on, man.
Just brush your teeth and floss.
Man, come on, man.
Because they're going to tax you for them crowns and them caps. Just brush your teeth and floss, man.
Another thing that's worth noting in this article is worker wages.
This is good.
Man, if you bounce it against inflation, because most jobs, give them credit, they have been trying to increase pay. McDonald's $21 an hour now.
Yeah, as the cost of living go up, they try to
they getting a little bit better by trying to increase. But inflation's so high that they said worker wages still seem like it fell 1%. So even with these raises, if inflation is 9.1%, it feels like your wage increase was only 8.1%.
Right. Exactly.
They said this been like this is there ain't been this high since the Reagan era.
Since the Reagan. Now it's bad. You know it's bad if it ain't been that high since
what
then.
What Nino say? You got to rob to get rich in the
Reagan era. All right, next, man. Elon Musk and Twitter. I know you heard something about it, but Twitter is now suing Elon Musk, right? So Twitter is suing Elon Musk because they saying he reneged on the deal, man. They saying he
ran off on the plug, man. He ran off on the plug.
He's trying to back out of the deal. So Twitter sues Elon Musk to hold him to the $44 billion deal to buy them. But Musk claims that Twitter violated the deal agreement by failing to provide the information he requested about their spam accounts. He basically want to know how much of this is product and how much of this is sticks and seeds.
Man,
is what he's saying.
you gave me a dummy brick.
Yeah, that's what
and you mad because I ain't come back with the consignment?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what he's trying to say.
So just a little background information. It's a $44 billion deal that's going on, right? And most of that is Elon putting that bread up. About 35 point something percent is 35 point something billion is Elon's.
And it's important to note that he's not paying. He ain't going to his Pablo cash.
Nah, he ain't cashing.
You know what I mean?
Man.
He's using
he
his
ain't
shares.
El Chapo now. Come on,
he's
now.
using his Tesla shares.
Basically that's a $44 billion transaction. Got a little profit from stocks. Got a little debt financing in there too. And last week he said, "Hey man, I just want to terminate this deal. It ain't working out for me, man. I just want to walk away from that." Well, not only did he say the spam account information wasn't given to them, but also he said when it comes to hiring and firing of employees, and Elon wants them to keep the top executives at Twitter, but then rearrange the hiring and firing. And Twitter, in the meantime, has let some people go and things like that because Elon's a whale. So when you make news like this, bro, it's gonna shake some stuff up.
Right, of course.
So that affected the stock price. Then Twitter talking about, "Hey man, Elon jumping bad." He because he a whale and everybody looking at him following, he got all these followers, he can literally drop our stock price.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
By putting out this bad faith.
Right.
In the deal. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's and so Twitter is saying that all the stuff he's saying he backing out on, he knew about it already. Right. They said that he said initially this deal was favorable. The terms were favorable to him, and now he's bagging out.
And they also say he missed the meeting.
They say he missing meetings.
We told you we were gonna talk about this, Elon, but you ain't come to the meeting, Jack.
Yeah, and they also say they think he just don't want to face the market downturn. They say stuff's starting to look bad, and he getting scared. He trying to take his ball and go home. You know, but that's what they say. We're gonna keep y'all posted on what's popping with that.
Facts.
Now this next one, say man, I was not I was not expecting this.
I was.
According to Black Enterprise, black banks largely trail Asian and Hispanic banks in number and assets.
Tell them about the gun line,
I was
boss.
not expecting these numbers though, bro. So the research was done by it's called the mid-year 2022 Minority Bank and Thrift Review by Creative Investment Research. Right. That's who it was done by. Now, the numbers say 9 black-owned banks had $7 billion of assets.
19.
Excuse me, my bad. 19 black-owned banks had $7 billion in assets, which is 2%.
Right.
Because
so you ain't, by saying 9, you ain't it ain't like you drastically taking away from the numbers. It's still horrible.
77 Asian owned banks had 172 billion. Black owned banks 7 billion. Asian owned banks 172 billion, which is 51%.
My.
And then 33 Hispanic owned banks had 141 billion, which is 42%.
Yeah. One thing to notice about this, the article mentions something key that I thought about. It says the Asian banks and the Hispanic banks are getting help when native people from their native countries are showing support through that banking system.
Yeah.
But if our people are not tied to their roots and people in native countries are not tied to these people in America like that, we at a disadvantage naturally.
Right. Yeah. Because capital is the issue. That's what they're saying. Yeah.
But on a positive note, assets in black-owned banks have grown in recent 2 years since the homie Floyd situation and since COVID situation. So it is trending up. We just have a long way to go.
Yes! Yes!
We'll take it, man.
Hey.
All right. I love it, man. All right. So topic of the day, financial literacy. What is it and why you need it? our whole existence.
Mama.
is this topic right here is financial literacy. And you hear the word a lot. You hear the phrase a lot. Financial literacy. But what it really means is powerful. It's way beyond just another buzzword that's being said online. Jay with the NBA, break it down for the people.
All right, one time for the one time. What is
Talk over the club points, man. It's just like you're in the club.
yeah, you know. What is financial literacy? I'm gonna keep it easy. I'm not gonna give you a textbook definition. I'm gonna tell you that literacy is the ability to read and write and understand. Right? You know that from school. Financial means things related to money. Put them two together, peanut butter plus jelly. The ability to read, write, and understand things related to money. Financial literacy. All right. Now there's parts in there that people like to zoom in on. They like to zoom in on budgeting. They like to zoom in on credit. They like to zoom in on business, setting up business, entrepreneurship. Most people zoom in on taxes. You got people that zoom in on reducing debt, stuff like that. But all those things are a part of financial literacy and what it is. It's the ability to understand and read and look at my numbers, look at my balance sheet, see what's going on. Let the numbers talk to you and see what they're saying.
Good.
So from there, you say, all right, I get that. Why is it important though? I got a job. I got my career. Why is it important? It's important because financial literacy is essential to your survival.
Right.
See, everybody plays the game of money. Even homeless people play the game of money. They got income. They got expenses. The cup that they put in it, that's income. Take this. I'm going to go buy this, do this. They got expenses. Everybody plays the game of money, bro. Whether you want to or not, you've been born into this. Like you have no choice but to play the game. Especially in America, we're in a capitalistic environment. You have to understand financial literacy, right? Also, we're in the information age. And for YouTube, Google this, Google that, everything is at your fingertips, literally. So with that comes information overload.
Right, noise.
Yeah, and it's a lot of cap out there, and you don't know what's good and what's not. You don't know what's beneficial to you and what's not. The understanding, the literacy part of that will come in handy when they pushing all of this information out. Hey man, I got this Amazon business, man. Hey man, I got this. Hey man, I got that. What's good and what's not.
Beautiful.
The understanding of it, the processing of that information is what's key. So that's why you need to do it, because people are going to push stuff on you all day long, especially social media, especially with all these things going on. So one thing that I want to drive home is in this book, Robert Kiyosaki's another one of his books, Increase Your Financial IQ, right? This is a good starting point of, what is money? You know, I'm just trying to learn about my financial IQ, right? Financial intelligence. One of the main points he said in here at the beginning of the book, he says, information plus education equals knowledge.
There it is.
Right? So if you zoom in on that a little bit, you getting information all day long, right? Most of it is cap. There's people on Instagram trying to give you information. Hey, you know, you do this. Look at this Lamborghini behind me.
Right.
You know how I got there? I got there because I did this, and I got here because I did that. And digital marketing is the way to go. And this and affiliate marketing. You got a whole bunch of information. That's not the problem. That part of the equation will be solved for you. There's so much information there, right? Google, YouTube, I can look up this, I can look up that.
Yeah.
It's the financial education part that if you're not able to couple the two, because he said information plus financial literacy, an addition sign is between that. That means part A combined with part B, right? So your financial education is your processing center.
Yeah.
So if you cannot process the information, what might be good information, you're not going to be able to use it. You'll mess it up. And what might be bad information, you're not going to spot the bad things in the information. Or you could take something that was presented bad and see the good in it, because the processing of the information is the other component.
Perfect.
You see what I'm saying? So you can't process, if you can't process information into useful knowledge, then you don't really have financial education per se.
Right.
See what I'm
I
saying?
love it. Great. All right, so let's chop it up a little bit about it. So usually when it comes to financial literacy and understanding it, I believe the general thinking is I just need the bag. I think that's what it is. I think the financial literacy part, that's not as important as the bag, right? So a person may feel like once I get the bag, then I learn more about money, but I don't have enough money right now to be so concerned about learning about money. I'm just trying to get some money, you know? And so I think that that's very pivotal, because the money that you're making right now can be the money that helps you get the bag if you know how to properly handle that money. Right. So if you start right now, you can get to where you're trying to go faster than just hoping you hit the lotto and then, you know what I'm saying, learn about it.
Let's use a running back example, right? So the bag is the football you carrying, right?
Yeah.
Before you carry the football, one time in the game, did you have to learn how to be a running back and carry the ball?
Right.
Yeah. Yes, right. Check, right? You had to learn how to do it, right? If you don't carry it properly, when you have the ball, when you have the bag, won't you fumble it? Won't it get stripped from you?
Fumble the bag.
You see what I'm saying?
And and boys be fumbling it and don't know it.
Man, come on, man.
Because they don't.
At least in football, you know when you get stripped.
But if you don't have financial literacy, you fumbling the bag and may not even know.
You don't even know who stripped you, man.
Man, that's cold.
You see what I'm saying? So from there, the better running back you are, the more carries you get.
Right. I love
your yardage going up, the bag going up. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with money.
Yeah, and then another part is it can be intimidating, right? Like, I'm not good with numbers. You know, I didn't do good in math. I tell y'all, I think I told you on the podcast, I failed 9th grade algebra. You know what I'm saying? Not because I was bad at numbers necessarily.
You were back there writing raps.
Yeah, I was back there. Look, when I get to 106 in Park, I got to be ready, baby.
I know
you know
what 16 bars is. That's the only thing I need to worry about.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know when I'm going to see, Scarface, coming out of the Galleria in Houston. And I might need to spit these bars. So I got to, you feel me? But we grew up, and you may not be good with numbers, and you think, man, that's just too much. But I don't think that I don't think that managing the ABCs of managing the budget is as hard as some people may think.
Right.
And once you start getting that down, I feel the next steps become a little more easier to understand. But I don't know, what's some practical ways, or things that you would say to a person that just don't feel comfortable, with numbers?
If they're not a numbers person?
Yeah, I just don't feel comfortable with numbers, man. I don't like it. I just don't want to do it. I feel overwhelmed. You know what I mean? Like, what is some tricks of the trade or some hacks, that help people deal with numbers that you know about?
Excel. Straight like that.
Hey, that's real too.
Hey, while you playing, Excel will do it.
That's for real. So Excel, Microsoft Excel, you can say you got a row of numbers on top of each other. You go to, if you don't know what Microsoft Excel is, you done seen it before. It's just that document that got all them little squares.
Green spreadsheet.
Yeah. It got all them little squares. And so you go to, so if you say you put 10 different numbers in a row, then you go under that and you hit equal, and then it'll already start asking you, do you want an average of these numbers? Do you want the sum of these numbers? Do you want the median of these numbers? So if you hit equal and type in SUM and hit enter, it'll add them all up for you. Right. You know what I mean? So it is, that's Excel.
So, first of all, reverse that thinking. Here goes my teacher background. You are decent at numbers. You don't have to be good. You just have to be decent.
Facts.
You are decent in them, and you are functional with numbers. That's all you need to be. You just need to be functional. I'm not asking you to do quantitative physics here.
Right,
you know
right.
Nah, man, you just need to be functional.
Yeah.
And Excel will help you do the actual computation part.
Yeah.
You just need to know what categories and what bill amount goes in that category, the Excel will do the rest, man.
Yeah.
Program Excel will do the rest. They actually have pre-made templates.
They do for
that
budgeting
you can
and
download
stuff.
for budgeting, and you could just erase rent and type in mortgage, or erase the where it says light bill and put the name of your utility company. They have free templates to do this already.
That's
so
good.
Be encouraged. You don't have to be good at math. You don't have to be a numbers person, but you need to learn budgeting and things like this.
Got to.
So you can continue to be good at the craft that you are already good at.
Yeah.
So the money won't be affecting your ability to be able to do what you say you do.
Right.
If you say, I don't do numbers, I don't do math, but whatever you do, you need to learn how to budget your money so you can keep doing it.
You know, it made me think about it. It's kind of like you don't have to be good at cooking to make sure you eat.
Man, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, that's the approach you need to have. Make sure it's done. You know what I mean? If you make sure the food is done, you know, or like you say with the templates, go get you something to warm up. You know what I mean?
Or find a quality person that'll help you.
That too.
You know, somebody that you can trust. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not as good. Dope. So okay, another thing is some people may feel like I'm comfortable. I don't really need it. You know, I got enough money as is. I'm not hurting. I'm not really just paycheck to paycheck. I make enough money. I don't really know about financial literacy. I don't really have financial literacy like that, but you know, I'm good. I think that's another thing that we run into. And when I hear this, I think of a couple things. I think of one, you're good until you're not.
Facts.
Right? Like you good until you're not. And we've seen very clearly with the way that this world work and the way that people work, your company can go under, inflation can hit 9%, you know, different things can happen, you know, that causes you to not be good anymore. So you want to be prepared, you know what I mean, in case something happened that knocks you off of your I'm good mark. Another thing that I'll say to that as well is I'm good is only relative to your knowledge. You know what I mean?
Good in general is a subjective word.
Yeah, it's only relative to your knowledge. Because it's like when we was coming up, when I was little, eating good was very different.
Factual.
Than what I call eating good. Now, eating good was you got the noodles, you had to hit it with the pack and a half, hit a little Louisiana,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, a little salt and pepper, good eating good, you know what I mean?
Baby.
But now, that is not eating good no more.
Man.
Because my knowledge and my experience have changed.
Yeah. I would say, do you know the reasons why you're good? Are you good because of your stock portfolio? Are you good because you have no debt? What makes you think you're good?
It's probably because I have enough money every month to do the basic things I want to do.
So if that's the case, then things like inflation should scare you.
Terrify you.
Because that's eating away at your budget in real time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have any financial intelligence, you don't have any ways to combat inflation through growing more streams of income, getting more passive income, so you don't have to go work in something else. But you don't have no tools to fight inflation.
Right.
So it's only a matter of time before it continues to eat. So eat away at your monthly budget. So ask yourself, do you see things going down?
Yeah.
So you can have more money in your budget, or do you see things continually going up?
Yeah.
And your budget, what's left over, if you don't do nothing else but work, what's left over in your account, is it going smaller and smaller and smaller?
Yeah.
And you might need to get some financial intelligence before it run out.
Yeah, that's good. That's good, man. And then last thing that I think about before we get into the action step is say, man, I ain't really got much money.
The opposite problem.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have no finances to be literate with, you know, like I don't have no money. This is just me, just dreaming and hoping, you know, cause I don't have enough money, cause you telling me budget and cut expenses and do all this, but I'm drowning, baby. You know what I mean? So once I can get my nose above water, then I start reading some books and articles and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Well, to that, I'll tell you that, in my opinion, you learn more when you're broke. You learn
The power of broke. Shout out to Damon John. You know what I'm saying? The power of broke.
You learn way more when you're being broke. Jay with the NBA, personally learned how to budget when I was down almost 30 grand in my tax office. That's when I learned how to budget corporate finances and retain earnings and things like that, continuing your business. In personal life, when I was broke before I even got the money to start the tax, I learned how to manage my personal life. Why did I go broke?
Yeah.
What did I do wrong?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So use your own therapist. Use your own financial therapist.
I was definitely laying on the couch with my eyes closed. You know, when you broke, you can't do nothing but go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So I was definitely laying on that couch, trying to figure out what's going on.
How did that purchase make you feel?
So that's when I learned things like buyer remorse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I really didn't need them 12s. I don't know why I bought them, bro.
Knocking.
You know
Coming through
what I'm
the
saying?
apartments knocking though.
It's more lessons than that. Now there's application when you're not broke. The actual lesson is learned when you're broke, when you're struggling, you're analyzing what you did wrong, if you have the courage to do it.
And you learning also what may help you not be as broke. You know what I'm saying? You learning what may help you not be as broke, and it helps you prioritize because you don't know what you don't know. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing that I think is important. You don't know what you don't know. So it's not fair to, just because we read a book or two, you know, oh, you need to be doing this. You need to be doing that. You're spending money on this. You shouldn't be spending money. Look, you don't know what you don't know.
You're sitting on the couch anyway.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, get off the couch. Get yourself a job. You know, but when you start reading about financial literacy and you start hearing things like, hey, eating out is real expensive. So if you can cook, you know, that'll help you out a lot. Right? Mm-hmm. And then just there go. You may not have really thought about that. I was just, I saw a video where the chick was saying, like, she was like, look, man, I'm from the hood. Like, you know, I come out the trailer park and I had a lot of ways that I just thought was normal. I met my husband. He, you know, come from a cooler neighborhood. So she was like, when we first got together, we was always fighting about money because I thought he was trying to control me, because he always talking about how I'm doing what I'm doing with the money, you know, and I ain't gonna let nobody control me. But then I started, you know, listening because I wanted to keep my marriage, and I started realizing, oh, I'm tripping. She was like, I stay running to the convenience store because that's what we did growing up. You know what I mean? My mama give me some money, go run to the corner store, run to the corner store, run to the corner store. So that's what I was doing. And he like, look, by the time we got 2-3 kids, by the time you do 2-3 convenience store runs every week, you could have went to Sam's or Costco one time and saved half the money. You know what I mean? Convenience cost. That's the convenience fee. You know? So she was like, I never even thought, because we didn't really go. We went to the grocery store when we got our stamps, so that EBT card. She was like, we went and got all. You know what I'm saying? Then after
first of the month.
wake up. You know what I'm saying? Then after we was out, we just hit the little corner store. Corner store. She was
lick scrambling.
She was like, but then once I just got out my feelings and like, okay, let me just, and I looked at the numbers, I was floored.
Financial literacy. The ability to read, write, and understand numbers.
Financial literacy helped they marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine that. I would say, again, you want to do it before you get some money, because if you do get the money, you're only going to continue to be the continuation of broke. See, there's a difference between broke and poor. Broke is temporary. It's I have $0, I have nothing else. But $5, you're not broke no more. You see what I'm saying? But poor is the mindset. But poor mindset leads to being broke. And what financial literacy does is change the poor mindset. So all you're going to do eventually is it's going to get you out of being poor because of the mindset. Beautiful.
Love it, man. I love it. All right, let's get to our action step, man. Action step of today. All right, Jay, you want to bust down that action step?
All right, so since we're talking about financial literacy, the ability to read, write, and understand numbers, and this is going to stretch your brain. Like, learning these new terms, learning this budgeting, learning debt management, it's going to stretch your brain. So the first exercise I want to say is maybe write down one money problem that you have. It can be small as you want to have, just one little simple money problem. And think about ways to solve that money problem without using money from your next paycheck.
That's good. That's
right?
good.
And what that's going to do is, number one, people are not creative enough financially because I just work, I just pay for it, I just buy it. That's all I know. Well, if you ever want to grow, if you want to do wealth, you automatically know sometimes the capital is the problem. Sometimes you don't have the capital. So the smartest people in the room can put deals together with no money. They can get the money from somewhere else to do the deal.
Right.
So if you want to stretch that financial literacy, you can look at things like trading or bartering, right? Exchanging one thing for the next to get that thing that you want without having to put paycheck money on it, right? Using recycled goods, things like that, just different ways. You can look at sweat equity. Can I work it up? Can I do something somewhere else to get in exchange for that thing that I want? So using the labor instead of the money. You can look at just use your imagination. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing that you have on your side. Financial literacy. You'll start seeing money in your mind before you see it in your wallet. See what I'm saying? Learn how to leverage things. If I do something small, how can I turn it into something big? Right? And then use your network. See where the resources is. See who around it might got that might owe you a favor. The bank of favor pay the best interest. You know what I'm saying? Who I did a favor back in. Those are simple ways to where you can get that thing accomplished, that financial problem that you had, without literally just saying, I'm gonna just wait till my next paycheck.
Exactly. I love it. And so if off the top of my head, right, you know, you could put that together practically. Jay used the example earlier before we were talking about like a birthday party. You know, so if we use that for example, right? And we say, okay, first thing is, okay, say birthday party, man, it's gonna cost me $500, right? I ain't got it. So you can use your imagination to think about, okay, well, what can be the theme of this party? You know what I mean? That may be a less expensive theme. You know, you can start thinking of, you know, where can we have it? That may be a less expensive place to have it than going to Chuck E. Cheese, right? You can start there before you already, right? You start your imagination. Then you go into with some of the stuff we already got here at the house. You know what I'm saying? That can be used, right? So I know like for my little girl party, they made slime. You can make slime is really like household type products, you know what I mean, that you can find around the house, glue and
glitter and all that.
Yeah,
I know because them kids in my class used to make slime all the time
with their school supplies.
Yeah, with their school supplies.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So you can get the contact solution and stuff like that or whatever. Boom. Then when you talk about, you know, like trading and bartering and things like that or whatever, right? So I know I could hit Jay, you know what I'm saying, and be like, hey, bro, I tell you what, man, don't your kids got that pool? You know what I'm saying? Don't they got that little joint? Let me borrow that. And then for your son's birthday, you could borrow the jump. You know what I'm saying? Facts. We can swap it out, you know, something like that, right? The sweat equity can come into cook. You know what I mean? Go and get you some hot dogs and some legs or some patties. You can do the cooking yourself or whatever. And then you can leverage as well the different things you may already have. For example, in your neighborhood, you may have like a community center or a clubhouse or your apartments or something like that already you paying for, you know what I mean? So call ahead of time to see, you know, what it would be to get that versus another venue. Some of them free, you know what I'm saying?
If you want to talk about trading or bartering, once you get in a network of people that are small business owners or you know, hustling, trying to build up a business or whatever, you can swap work. So like if you need a jump house, you know, in your network, you might have somebody that's, man, I got my jump house rentals, bro. Check me out. And Jay do taxes. That, well, I'm gonna say, all right, well, I'll do your business taxes. And my son I got two sons, so that's 2 birthday parties, that's 2 rentals. So trade me the 2 birthday rentals. And I'll do your business taxes for you.
Boom, boom.
I got you.
Everybody win.
Everybody win.
You know what I'm saying?
See what I'm saying?
And this is not cap. See, these are things that we've actually done before.
Right.
And so then what happens is, it's like, you look at that and it's like, oh yeah, I saved $200. I saved $250. I say whatever, you know, it ain't necessarily like life changing. But if you start looking at every situation, you done say $200 here, $50 there, $75 here, $50 there. 6 months then went by and you done saved $1,500, $2,000. You know what I mean? It'll start to add up.
This is a good exercise for the people that always say, I would invest, but I don't be having no money left over. I would save, but I don't be having no money left over. Well, it's because the things that you need, you automatically just lock down in your mind. I'm gonna just wait till I get paid to pay it. You ain't exploring no other options.
Right. Exactly. I love it.
But you learn that from being broke. The power of broke.
The power of broke, man.
Take the $150, go buy you an 8-ball. Flip the 8-ball.
Right.
You're going to make $300 off that. Take the $300, get your
Where the mic helps, man. All right, man. So this has been our show for today. Financial literacy. What is it? Why you need it? And the tools that you can use. Make sure that you check out literacykings.com. We got a podcast course that's hot and ready to go right now. As you know. Oh, you know what? We haven't announced this yet.
Oh, no. Let them.
We ain't announced this.
Tell them what's going on.
Hey, man. So we are officially members of the Google Creator program, and we fresh off our Boston trip. You know what I mean? Fresh off a Boston trip, Harvard campus.
You know, I went to Harvard.
You know what I mean?
I was looking for Zuckerberg's old room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, so look, people, man, this is all because of y'all, man. So we were selected out of over 13,000 applications, 13,000 applications, 120 countries. They selected your boys. They selected the Literacy Kings. Google and the PRX network selected us to be globally amongst the top 7 creators. So they flew us to Boston, man, and we plugging in with mentoring, with funding, with knowledge, with resources. We were in there with teams from
Malaysia,
Paris, France,
Taiwan,
Colombia,
Chicago, Nevada, everywhere.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was global. So it's a big deal, man. And we know that we absolutely could not have not done it without the love and support. It wouldn't have been
possible without y'all.
Yeah, the listeners, man. So we appreciate that. We're gonna keep y'all posted. We're gonna be doing that for about the next 6 months for sure. And then after that, we definitely gonna have some more dope news, man. So I just want to thank you for that. Now, with that being said, this is our second go around with Google, and so we got a podcast course that we put together that shows you how to create your podcast, go from idea all the way to it being published on Apple, on Spotify, and everywhere. And it's available for you right now. Check out literacykings.com. And we have the financial education as it relates to budgeting, as it relates to financial literacy and investing and everything like that in the works as well. And so make sure that y'all stay locked in, man. Jay, anything to close with?
Yeah, like I was going to say the same thing you said. Just stay plugged in, man. We got a lot of things coming down the pipeline. You know what I'm saying? Stay on y'all financial literacy grind. Keep hitting us on IG. I appreciate y'all inspiring us, motivating us, sending us screenshots. Look, Jay, look what we doing. Are we doing this? Are we doing that? So y'all motivate us too. So just keep motivating us, bro. We're gonna keep motivating y'all. We can swap that work.
Yeah, for sure. Until the next time, we are the Literacy Kings. Love.